Hey guys, what's up? Otaku Mike here, doing a movie review. Um, we are talking about Detective Pikachu today. Yes, Detective Pikachu. My wife and I took the kids to go see Detective Pikachu, and I want to give my thoughts on it. Um, so our movie starts out in this mysterious laboratory where Mewtwo is in like this sphere thing, is being experimented on. Something goes wrong. Mewtwo breaks out and blows up a car while the car is driving away. So the car blows up. Then we cut to our main protagonist, Tim. His friend drags him out to like the middle of nowhere. And he's like, I found the perfect Pokemon for you, Tim. It's a Cubone. And he's like, no, I don't need to be a Pokemon trainer. And he's like, no. He's like, but it was your dream to become a Pokemon trainer. And he's like, no, not for me. And his friend's going off to become a Pokemon trainer. And this whole scene with Cubone and Tim is what I picture in my head of what it would be like to try to capture a Pokemon in real life. It was hysterical and funny, and it did not work out whatsoever. So after that, Tim gets a call that his father supposedly died in a car accident, basically, which is foreshadowing. That's the car at the beginning of the movie. He goes to this big city. I don't remember what the name of the city is. Where this guy created. That this guy creates. He's like the head of a corporation. I don't remember what the corporation's name is. Where he basically wanted to make kind of like a Pokemon utopia, where Pokemon and humans can live in harmony, and you don't need Pokeballs, and there's no Pokemon battling as well. And so he goes there, tries to like basically say his goodbye to his father, go to his apartment. That's where you meet Pikachu. And Pikachu has amnesia and really, really loves caffeine and like coffee. He's like on it. Tim finds this little purple like drug thing that turns Pokemon crazy. And that leads us into when we meet before he meets the reporter. I don't remember what the reporter's name is. She has a Psyduck. And Pikachu's trying to convince Tim that he thinks his father's still alive because Pikachu is his father's Pokemon. Which gets really interesting. And you get all wrapped up in basically it becomes a detective movie where they have to figure out what's going on with this drug, and it's attached to his father somehow, and something to do with this corporation, what they believe, which gets very, very interesting. I don't want to go into too many spoilers because it's actually it was a good story. The character interactions between Pikachu and Tim were really good because people would like look at him funny because he's talking to Pikachu and responding, and Pikachu's just trying to have like a normal conversation with him, and he's like, oh, like play cool. And he's like trying to pretend to be on his phone, and so people like won't look at him weird, basically. And yeah, the interaction between Tim and Pikachu is pretty funny. Like, and then we get references to the games within the movie, and we also get Pokemon cards. You see Pokemon cards at one time in a binder, as you normally see Pokemon cards, I guess you could say. And then like the Pokemon battles are crazy. Like, they're really good, very well animated. Like, there's one part where they go to like a legal Pokemon ring, like fighting ring, and Pikachu has to fight Charizard, I believe it was. And that whole fight is pretty funny, but yet kind of a little scary. It was a little intense at one part because Pikachu doesn't remember how to use his powers because he got amnesia, um, which was hysterical. But like the Pokemon themselves all looked really good. Like they looked like they were a part of the world. They didn't really feel like they were just copy pasted. They felt like they lived there. There was one part. It's a little scene where there's I think it's a Machop or a Machamp, and he's directing traffic in the city because the Snorlax decided to fall asleep like right in the middle of an intersection, which I thought was hysterical. I busted out laughing at that part. My only complaint is I didn't know a lot of the newer Pokemon. I know a lot of more of the older Pokemon because those are the games that I played. I stopped around Gold and Silver. I didn't know a lot of new Pokemon. The story is very well told. The characters are really good, actually. I really liked Pikachu's interactions with Psyduck because he doesn't want to be around Psyduck, and he makes it a point to say a lot that why are we carrying around a time bomb? Because Psyduck can blow up at any moment. And at one point, smarter spoilers, he makes Psyduck explode and use his like psychic attack on purpose, which is pretty hysterical. Like Pikachu's banter is funny, and Ryan Reynolds does a really, really good job as Pikachu. I know a lot of people were like, oh, why is Ryan Reynolds going to be Pikachu? Like, what's up with that? But I was like, yeah, Ryan Reynolds, let's do this. I mean, come on, he's hysterical. The movie has a lot of comedy in it and a lot of action, but it also has a lot of heart to it. And it has a lot of touching moments, like later on, between Pikachu and Tim, and their relationship forming because they're looking for at the beginning they start looking for his dad, and then it turns into let's help Pikachu find his memories instead because they think that Tim's father is dead. There's a very interesting thing later on towards the end of the movie where they wrap up everything very nicely, in my opinion. I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, it's really good. I like seeing all the references to things. Like Jigglypuff is in I think it was like a karaoke bar or something. I don't remember exactly. And like people were asleep or trying to not fall asleep. All the Pokemon seemed they looked really good. But yeah, one of the top things would probably be the interaction between Tim and Pikachu, and then Tim interacting with all the other people because Tim wanted to be a Pokemon trainer, but things didn't work out for him because his dad went off to become a detective, and so he didn't really get to realize his dream as a Pokemon trainer. But yeah, to all the people who said this movie was gonna like suck ass basically because it wasn't true to the game, I say fuck them because they're wrong. This movie was wonderful. I had a fun time watching this movie, and I highly recommend it. I don't know what those people were talking about because they're cray-cray, they're crazy, or they just have a stick up their ass. I don't know, but it's fun. It's adorable. It made me cry. It made me happy. I loved Detective Pikachu. It was really fun, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a fun ride. Go check it out. I highly recommend Detective Pikachu. Peace out, guys.